How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, aka Slammerella. My apologies for not being here for about 2 weeks. Holy shit, time flies by, especially when you are just getting ready and busy for the Halloween season and getting things done, and also getting sick from your kids bringing home colds from school. I got nailed with a sinus and chest cold, and got 2 days off of that healthy, and then back to getting like a throat and like nose thing again. So hopefully it won't be as bad as the last cold, but I'm still coming here and doing this collection update for you. Like I said, in a kind of update on the community tab section, this is going to be a bit of a mixed bunch. There is some punk, there is some heavy metal, there is some deathcore. Yes, I actually have some deathcore for once in here. And no, unfortunately, there's no black metal in this update, so if you are a fan of black metal only, this would probably be a good time to click off. Sorry, maybe we'll catch you next time. For those of you who want to stick around and see what I actually got, let's get started. First up, some Crumb Bums. Now, you may have seen this in, not this, but some Crumb Bums in an old punk update. I had the Cut the Noose album, which is their fourth album from 2000 and fuck me, I think 10 or 11, I don't know. But anyways, we got this one now. It's their second album, As the Tide Turns, from 2006. Really interesting stuff. I like their older material. Their new material is good too, but the older stuff kind of has a very unique feel to it. And if you don't know the Crumb Bums, I'll let you know again. They're a kind of street punk / punk core band from the US that started in 2002. The other things you can get from them are The Sound, which is the first album, their third album called Same Old Story, and they also have like 3 EPs and a couple of splits as well. So there's some stuff to check out from these guys if you want to delve into it. Really neat, kind of like the Casualties, kind of like Violent Affair. So if you know those bands, it's similar to those veins. Once again, this is their second album though, from 2006. As the Tide Turns. Got it for a pretty decent price, I think, from Discogs. So thanks to the dude on Discogs that had this. I love punk core, that being the genre and the label called punk core as well. They got a lot of great artists on there, and their punk core sound is right up my alley. It's fast, it's aggressive, it's angry, it's rebellious, and you know, I like everything rebellious. So yeah, let's move on. After that cringy note, this is Monster Squad with their second album, Fire the Faith. Now, this is from 2007. The band themselves, though, once again, street punk, punk core, similar once again to the Crumb Bums and Violent Affair and Casualties and all that. Really, really great stuff that started in 1997 from USA still. They released an album in 2004 called Strength Through Pain, which I really need to get my hands on. It's probably my favorite album by them to date. They do have an album, though, in 2018 that they released called Depression. I haven't really had time to check out too much from it, but I assume it's like a step up from this one. This is also really good. It has a lot of interesting tracks and songs on it. Nothing that really pops out to memory at the moment. It's just, like I said, that kind of street punk, punk core sound. Just fast, aggressive, angry punk with some pretty like raspy, angry vocals. So if that's your thing, check it out. If you're into thrash, the punk core style of street punk, you should enjoy. So check out Monster Squad, check out Crumb Bums. They also have 2 EPs and 3 splits that they're also on. There's one split in particular that I want to get that is really cool. But yeah, really enjoy that band. Highly recommend you check them out. Next up is this is the last album I needed by this band. And if you don't like this band, I don't know what to tell you. You just don't like fun metal then. This is Hailstorm with Sunset on a Golden Age. If you don't know Hailstorm for some reason, they're a folk metal / thrash / sometimes like, I don't know, they get some really heavy riffs and vocals going on. really randomly sometimes. But yeah, they have been jokingly called pirate metal. I don't think lyrics should determine what genre of of music or a band is. So if you want to know what the music actually is, it's a mix of folk metal and thrash metal with some oddities thrown in here and there. Yeah, this is really, really great stuff from Scotland, UK. They also have like a bunch of other albums. This one I believe is the 5th album. No, it is their 4th album. My apologies. This is their 4th album. The 5th one is the latest one, being No Grave But the Sea, which is awesome. It has Mexico on it. It has Fucked With an Anchor. Yeah. So, anyways, these are the tracks on this one, though. Walk the Plank's really good. 1741's really good. Quest for Ships really good. I'm not a big fan of Wooden Leg. It's kind of repetitive. Sunset on the Golden Age is really, really cool. It's fairly long too. They also have a cover of Hangover that I can't remember the band that does it, but yeah, they got that on there. We're Here to Drink Your Beer. Yeah, so Drink's on there. So glad to finally have the last Hailstorm that was missing from my collection. I've been hunting it for a while, and I even got a patch on my thrash vest of this album by Hailstorm. So yep, really cool stuff. Besides the main albums that you can get by them, there's also an EP in 2008 that was released after their first album, and it was an EP called Leviathan. It has like a track or two that might not be on anything else. I think it's You Are a Pirate or something like that, or We Are a Pirates, something like that anyways. And then there was a special edition of No Grave But the Sea that had a 7-inch EP that came with like a super duper edition of it that I wouldn't mind getting, but I'll probably never get it. But the songs on there are really good. Anywho, that's this one. Also, random fact, before they're known as Hailstorm, they went by Battleheart from 2004 to 2007. So there you go. There's an interesting tidbit. Okay, moving right along to some heavy metal slash hard rock slash monster rock, whatever you want to call these guys. These guys are some awesome fucking dudes, let me tell you. If you don't know Lordy, they are a heavy metal slash, once again, hard rock band from Finland, and they started in 1992. Mr. Lordy took it upon himself to kind of start this Kiss-inspired kind of heavy metal project that has like some of the grooviest, catchiest riffs and funniest lyrics that you've heard. Very like inspired by like demons and horror movies and kind of monster folklore and stuff like that. As you can tell by the costumes, they are very into it. But yeah, the songs are really catchy and stuff. But before they started out as Lordy, they started out as, like I said, it's kind of like a side project or solo project by Mr. Lordy, the vocalist of the band, and they released an album called Bend Over and Pray the Lord, and that was technically their first album, but when they got signed after they did Would You Love a Monster Man back in 2002, I believe, they ended up just becoming a full-membered band, and their first official album was Get Heavy. But yeah, so anyways, this is their 6th album from 2013, To Beast or Not to Beast. Really happy to add it to my collection. I enjoy the hell out of Lordy. They're just like that anthemic rock that just gets your head bobbing. And you know, if you're a fan of bands with masks or sort of like costumed kind of gimmick to them, this will definitely scratch that itch. I really enjoy it. They also, besides this, have another album that I needed, and that was this, being Scare Force 1, which is their 7th album from 2014. Scare Force 1 having this kind of monster version of Air Force 1 theme. Not a big fan of digipacks, but it is what it is. I will take what I can get when it comes to Lordy. Now, this one I thought was the most recent one up until the Sexorcism album that was in 2018, but it's not. So Sexorcism is actually the 9th album by Lordy, and they actually had one that came out in 2016 called Monsteriophonic. That is a hard name to pronounce. Holy fuck. But yeah, so after this, I'm going to have to track down Monsteriophonic before I pick up Sexorcism. And then in 2020, January 31st to be exact, they're going to be releasing a 10th album called Collection, which is, from what I hear, a 70s themed Lordy fictional best of. So what they're trying to say is they made it sound like if Lordy came out in the 70s, their collection of best hits would have sounded like, and that's the theme for their 10th album coming out in January 2020. So that should be interesting, and now I realize I've got a little bit more to catch up on. I was hoping To Beast or Not to Beast and Scare Force 1 was the last ones I needed before Sexorcism. Apparently not. So now I'm going to have to track down Monsteriophonic from 2016, which is their actual 8th album. But yeah, a lot of really cool songs on these two albums here. Some of my favorites off of To Beast or Not to Beast is The Riff. That song is amazing, which is track 3. There is Candy for the Cannibal, which is really, really good. Sincerely with Love has the funniest intro ever. It's like, fuck you, asshole, sincerely with love. Like, too funny. I really enjoy their tongue-in-cheek humor and their just way they construct their songs and lyrics. Funny shit. We're Not Bad for the Kids, We're Worse. Very humorously edgy, I would say, when it comes to the way they present themselves and the lyrics and things like that. Very amusing. As for Scare Force 1, How to Slice a Whore is a really good track. Let's see here. Monster Is My Name. Cadaver Lover. Cadaver Lover is a fantastic track. I love that one. Same with Nailed by the Hammer of Frankenstein. Not only does the song title of that sound like it's going to be amazing, the track itself actually is really good. The United Rocking Dead is very catchy. She's a Demon. I love that track. And the ending track, Sir, Mr. President, Sir, is all right. But yeah, honestly, there's so many good songs on these. Like, if you quit Lordy after the Apocalypse, you are missing out on a lot of good albums. Yeah, get back on the train if you kind of left after Apocalypse, because there's so much good stuff. I don't even know what to tell you. You are missing out for sure. So, with that being said, let's get down to the last thing in this collection update, and I'm already kind of wearing something from it, so I'm not going to show the back yet, but that's a little bit of a pendant from the box set. Now, what I'm talking about is Suicide Silence's 3rd album, The Black Crown. This is the limited deluxe edition box set that apparently Century Media didn't have enough time to include a jewel case or the disc tray slip sleeve, so you have to email them in order to get it. So it comes in this box here. I will show you what comes in it. Comes with the booklet there with all the members and whatnot. I'm not going to pop that out. And then the CD comes in another little sleevey thing. And then the nice little heads up there that you will not be receiving a jewel case or your, slip sleeve. So you have to email them to get them to ship out a copy. So thanks, Century Media, for getting right on top of that. But the cool thing is, once again, like I said, this pendant here that has like a bit of the album artwork. And then on the back, Suicide Silence and Century Media 2011. So that's neat. Suicide Silence is probably one of my favorite deathcore bands, and one of the only really deathcore bands I'll listen to on purpose. The others being early Thy Art Is Murder, so Infinite Death and The Adversary, maybe Hate or whatever that one's called, but the first 2 releases for sure. Then after that, I think and Hell follows with Whitechapel. So basically your early MySpace deathcore is where it was at for me. So this I wanted to get. If you fucking don't know who Suicide Silence is, or don't care enough to look them up, I guess I'll tell you about them. Once again, The Black Crown from 2011 is their 3rd album, but besides that, they are deathcore, and then later in this album, like new core, they had some like weird new metal elements to it. Even Jonathan Davis has a guest vocal spot on one of the tracks, so that was cool. And They're from USA, the United States. Started in 2002. Had a demo in 2003. Had a demo in 2004. And then they had the self-titled Brown EP from 2005. I really want to get my hands on that. That was a really crazy EP. Probably going to be hard to find. I'm probably going to have to spend way more than I would like to pay for it, but I think it'll be worth it to eventually get that in my collection. The only other album I'm going to be getting by Suicide Silence is going to be the 2009 album No Time to Bleed. I am not getting any of the new shit with the new singer. I could care less. What they did with the latest album, it was a complete flop. What they did with Can't Stop Me, or whatever the fuck it was called, wasn't interesting at all to me. The new album, Hunting the Survivalist, or whatever the fuck it's called, probably won't be that interesting anyways. I mean, if I'm presented with it and I have time to check it out, I guess I'll check it out, but I more than likely won't like any non-Mitch Lucker Suicide Silence. So, yeah. Anywho, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this collection update of just random stuff that I've acquired over the last couple of months. Hasn't been much because I haven't had the money to spend on physical media. I've been mostly putting my money into the Stuck skateboarding, checking out the merch that we have, making sure the quality is good for anyone who wants to order any, buying skateboard stuff in the meantime so I can keep up the hobby, keep the channel going. By the way, if you are a fan of the Black Metal Rebellion, please go subscribe to the Stuck Skateboarding. It would help us out greatly, and I would like to see more than 50 views a video, because of all the actual physical exertion we have to put into making those videos and the tricks that we got to learn and the progress. Because yeah, it's a lot more harder work than just sitting in front of a camera and going, hey, this is what I like about this band, hey, check out this new band. So it would mean a lot to me if you actually went over there and subscribed. I'll have a link in the description box where you can click on and check it out. So please go do that. Much appreciated. And I will try to be back on here sooner than 2 weeks, because that's just silly if I'm not super busy or have a cold. So let's try to keep the schedule going, me. Anywho, that's it. Cheers, and hope you guys have an awesome Halloween if I don't see you before then. For Glory, for the Rebellion, Slammerella out. I even forgot my intro.